My name is Mann Pyae, but because it's a little hard to pronounce, it's easier for people to just call me Hillary. So that's my Starbucks name, as one would say. And I'm here in Timișoara because my stepfather is Romanian. My mom and my biological dad, they separated, and that was a bit rough for me. And my family, as in my mom and my stepdad, we left Myanmar because there is a civil war happening there, and we came to Romania because there's not really a future for anyone who lives there anymore. People here are very friendly, very warm. That's very nice, but since I'm not from here, I will always be an outsider. Again, I didn't grow up here, so I'm not gonna get the niche, references or the nuances that somebody who grew up here have. And oftentimes I feel like, I'm not myself, or that I'm living somebody else's life. I'm sitting in the theater and I'm watching a movie through somebody else's eyes. That's how I feel like. Since I'm here, oftentimes I'm speaking in English, which isn't my native language. I mean, I love talking in English, and I'm honestly better at English than my native language. But it's like you're missing out on half of the personality I have. Like, I'm 10 times funnier in my native language, but nobody will know. I don't even know when I feel like myself, honestly. I mean, in the beginning of my childhood, I didn't have the best relationship with my mom. Because she was really stressed, she was working all the time, and now she's still working all the time, still stressed, but different places. So it's a really weird relationship between me and her. By any means, I love my mom, but it's not the most traditional mom and daughter relationship, I would say. And when I'm talking to her in Burmese, my native language, it's like how I'm talking in English, it's the same. To be fair, I've never been truly myself in front of her either, so it's like I don't really have anybody to be fully me. Even with my boyfriend, I love him a lot, and I'm the most relaxed, most honest about myself with him. But since, it's the whole, he's missing out half my personality thing as well. So even with him, it's not fully there. I guess the only really times I feel like this is my life, this is what's happening, is when I get like really anxious or nervous, because I'm somebody who gets really, really anxious. I think I have pretty bad anxiety. Not diagnosed, so I don't know. And I feel like I'm me, this is me now, when I have to make tough decisions or when I'm really anxious. That's the only time when I feel like myself, as in I'm back in reality and not watching a movie. Whenever I feel anxious or lonely or whatever feeling, or whatever negative feeling I have, it's always in my stomach and my chest. Oftentimes my chest will be actually in pain, and I measured this. I measured my heart rate whenever I felt sad or something. I was like, oh shit, let me see how bad it is. And it's oftentimes like 100 beats per minute, or 120 even, 130 one time. It's like a panic attack kind of, but not really. And whenever I feel anxious as well, I always get stomach problems. It will feel gassy, it will hurt, I don't know, it's like it crunches itself into like a crumpled paper. I guess there's a few types of loneliness. There's loneliness where you're actually alone by yourself, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on if you want it or not. If I'm alone by myself, I'm okay. I'm like on YouTube, I'm on doom scrolling on Instagram or something, or drawing, or I can kind of occupy myself, it's fine. But there's also the other loneliness of there's no one around you, and there's no outlet for your feelings. Let's say you're frustrated, or you feel angry, sad. And for me especially, I often feel like my feelings are not valid. When I'm feeling really sad about whatever reason, it'll start off as whatever I'm feeling upset about, homesick or something. I'll get sad from that, and the other part of my brain is going, no, you can't be sad. You have to be happy. You can't let your parents down by being sad. You can't make your dad worry when he's all the way over there and he can't help you. I'm always thinking about the fact that I'm really lucky and I get the opportunity to be here, escaping from a war-torn country and living in Europe. That's something that only a few people from Myanmar can dream of. So why should I, dwell up on the fact that I'm so sad and I can't do this, I can't do that? Like, I shouldn't be allowed to feel this way, and if I do, I'm an asshole and I'm not grateful and I don't deserve to be happy because I'm feeling sad, stuff like that. Only recently, I feel like, I was very honest to my boyfriend about how bad these thoughts can be and how much they can spiral. I wrote everything down that I was thinking, I wrote everything I was feeling, and that was the first time I was really honest, I think, to somebody directly, and not just throwing it in a void or keeping it down inside me. There's this other type of loneliness where you are in a crowd of people, but you are still alone, especially when I don't understand what people are talking about most of the time. If I had to describe it, it feels like suffocating in a room that's empty. I'm in a really big room, 60-meter ceilings, and I'm just something really tiny on the floor. There's also this other type of, similar to the crowd of people, loneliness that I used to get before I met my boyfriend. I had friends who liked me and they spoke English to me, even if in a group they would speak English, but it's the outsider thing. They're never gonna get me. They're never gonna understand how I lived my life and all the things I went through and all the hardworking or the things I had to do to come here and pretend to be happy, But it's not okay to just start talking about that randomly either. So, it's not a bad thing. It's just awkward. I wouldn't start a conversation with that. I feel like I would talk about this in an interview or if I really, really know the person. I don't think I'm that important for them to know these things about me. Unless they ask about it, then I love talking about this. I don't mind. It's just that I don't want it to be something that's uncalled for, that's unwanted. I don't want to put that burden on the other person because nobody wants to be sad. And oftentimes I feel like I can handle it myself, these feelings. I'll either bottle it up or express it by listening to dirt or hardcore music or, drawing some emotion, or something. Because for somebody like me, I only have to look forward. Even though I'm very happy here, I'm not settled completely. I am trying to learn Romanian and I need to live here for a while because I want to try and get the citizenship. Only then, which is in a while, maybe I can go back and visit my country.